Boom! It's Alistair here with today's video. Now, we are going into the big debate of the whole cryptocurrency versus the stock market and what is possibly going to crash in 2021 with March coming. Now, this is with the whole speculation that in March every year since 2020, there has been previous FUD happening in the stock market as well as the crypto market, and they have both absolutely reduced incredibly in the worst ways. So that is where this has come from, and there's a lot of talk about this, which usually leads to a lot of the speculation going on, the talk about the financial crisis, etc., which is why a lot of the buys were liquidated before March 2020, as well as now in February, the end of February in 2021. So, what is most likely to succeed? What should you be invested in? Is now the time to leave. Now, let me offer you guys a very, very easy solution. It is to absolutely just hold. And I know that sounds really easy. Give me something better. I want to earn money right now. Give it to me right now. But you guys got to understand, very important you note, just holding through different crises always ends up making you a lot of money, because while everybody else is panicking, stressing, losing their crap over it, you were just focused on other things and you were going about doing your business. Got it? So you're making revenue, you're living life in the best ways to keep yourself intact for when this market becomes bullish again. Now, with that being said, yesterday I did tell you guys and girls there would be a lot happening, and to buy the dips. That is the next thing that you can do. And this is just an example of the cryptocurrency market in general. As you guys can see, there have been huge traces up, and if you guys have bought the dips, then you guys would have been about even with your holds or making money. Now, the funny thing with this is this. People in a cryptocurrency market especially, they panic sell everything on the biggest exchanges. Now, since the biggest exchange by far is Binance, a lot of people just panic sell everything. They just panic sell everything. The funny thing about people is they panic sell everything that they have except for the crap coins, that we call them, on the exchange. So you'll see that things like DOT and Link, etc., ones that have had parabolic increases have actually been losing in this, while you'll see other ones that are very underpriced, or ones that people have not been focusing on at all. They're the ones that have hardly even changed or even gone up in this process. So you'll see the opposite effect happen. Now, why does this happen? Who really knows? This is just the knee-jerk effect of what the cryptocurrency space tends to do. And the stock market as well. Let's look at the difference between the stock market and the crypto market real quick in terms of the factors involved with it. The first thing to note, of course, is that the cryptocurrency market has been around for about 10 years, whereas the financial markets have been around for hundreds of years. They have multi-trillion dollars in these, and because this type of deal happens, there isn't enough evidence backing that the Bitcoin phenomenon is just a bubble. That would have been the exact same thing happening to the stock markets a very, very, very long time ago. So you can see the same thing happening to Bitcoin and the crypto markets in general, which is happening to the actual stock market in the past. But now, because there have been a lot of evidence suggesting that certain things will happen, it's usually a self-fulfilling prophecy, which means, in less psychological terms, that it comes to happen because people as a whole are speculating that it's going to happen. The same thing goes with the March correction, so to speak, and all the noise about it and the talk about it. It led to the thing happening. So That is how it is through most stock markets, etc. But how does the stock market differ from cryptocurrency, right? How? The thing with cryptocurrency is for a lot of countries around the world, they don't even see this as a proper asset. Most of these are just looked at kind of like collectibles in a sense, but they're collectibles that are like, I don't know, your Amiibo collection or or whatever you choose to have as a collectible, right? Transformers, comics, paintings, whatever it is for you. It's seen as this to the wider world. However, it's just because this is very new in general. That's why most people are only talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum as being the main ones in general. Everything else is off topic for the most part in the cryptocurrency to stock market, or I guess peak performance space. So a lot of it's just speculation and hype, etc., which where money can be made, of course, but they don't want to push it out there because it's not tried and true like the stock market is. So you have news like this coming out, will the stock market crash now that the Fed stopped pumping the stock market? And this is exactly the first thing that I need you guys to understand with the stock market. Because it's been around for so long, and it is credible in a sense to the wider world and how people trade stocks in general, then of course, the government of the world, or the government, the Federal Reserve, steps in and it bails out the actual markets, the stock markets. However, cryptocurrency does not have this inclined over the stock market. So what they actually have is this thing called a circuit breaker. And the circuit breaker is something that happened after the first correction of a 22% decrease in one day. And what they do is they actually print Tether and they pump it, right? They print US dollars and they pump the market. And what that does is it brings the market back up. Whereas, again, the Bitcoin market does not have this. And I would say that this is the biggest security that they have by far. The fact that that's happening, as well as Federal Reserves and governments are backing it. But what we can see here is Bitcoin is going mainstream. And this is what I want you guys to understand for this. I've said this so much in other videos, but I'm going to just really hone it in. Most of the rich, most of the wealthy in the space, they own Bitcoin. Okay? Outside of the space, maybe they're against it as a whole. Most likely they own Bitcoin or they want to own Bitcoin. That is the way things work. It is usually the opposite of what you think is going to happen. So when everybody is talking about Bitcoin being a bubble, it's so crap, etc., you should probably buy in, because that's the time where it's going to increase. Now, right now, during this bull run type scenario happening where there's been a retracement with Bitcoin, we could see this going down to like the 40 level. However, it's already been down to that 40 level. And because there have been some very neutral types of discussions, I would think that this is the time for things to carry on. There's a lot of people who try to take a one-sided approach to things, when a lot of things in life are grey area, but they like to put a lot of fear and uncertainty on you, or a lot of euphoria and positive emotions on you, to make your emotions all swayed, etc. You've got to understand, like I said at the start of this video, if you guys just hold, and you guys don't freak out just because you missed the ability to sell before a retracement, or sell before a quote-unquote crash, or whatever they want to call it, then you've got to understand that these will recover over time. It's only got to do with your patience levels. And for most people, they just have no patience. Have absolutely no patience. They want things done yesterday. They just do. That's the way humans are. They're greedy. We're greedy, we're selfish, we have a lot of tendency to us first, right? Me first, and if I'm not winning, it's very hard to give to other people. That is the human condition. Most people in this world live this way. And that's, by the way, and I've said this before, that's why most people don't win. Because they're like that. They're not focused on giving. When you're focused on giving, you're gold. Trust me. There's nothing more fulfilling than this. But again, most people, they come to the videos like I'm putting out right now for greed purposes. So that is the way humans are. And, does that sound very negative? No, I'm actually an optimist in general, and I want the best for people in general. And you guys look at my actions, not my words. The reason I say what I say is because it's the truth. It just is. I'm not saying that there's a large amount of the population that don't have other humans' best interests at heart, but they've got to be winning in the first place to be able to do this, or feel that sense of fulfillment to be able to do this. So this goes into the psychology of stock markets in general, as well as the Bitcoin markets in general. And I don't want to pop up articles too much because obviously this is very clickbaity and noise. I don't really want to do this, but sometimes you got to give that proof. So yeah, everyone is talking about Bitcoin as cryptos go mainstream. This is the difference between cryptocurrency as a whole now than before. Trust me, I was back in Bitcoin's inception 10 years ago. To tell you guys this. There has never been more money in this market than ever before. Even if it was to retrace 90%, it would go back up to where it's at right now. It may take an extended period of time, maybe 6 months, etc. It will eventually get there. Why do I say that? Greed drives these markets. It just does. Greed and profit drives these markets. Very innate human behaviors. Fear, greed, and also euphoria and positive emotions, etc. They all drive this market, and it's just rewarding. So it's almost like gambling in a way. And it's the new generation, by the way, of gambling. This is just the new generation. Stock markets is the intelligent gambler, right? In a way. And you can make intelligent decisions of this, but to put it generally, yeah, it's pretty much gambling for intelligent people. Anyway, this is the new generation of this, and if it's as simple as going onto Binance on your phone by downloading it and just getting straight in by using a credit card and buying some, then how easy is it for the new generations to come into this? Just as the old generations of wealth and people in the stock market space wanted so much in the previous years to defend stock markets. They defended it like crazy because they have incentives in it. So what I need you guys to understand as we go on this video is to understand that people have their own intentions at heart when they give videos like this out. Like when they give their political statement or whatever it is. And you'll see a lot of this, but I'm not going to show any or point names at anybody at all for this. I'm just saying the people in the space, especially the ones who come from the stock market space, have more incentive in keeping the stock market going and growing when they're not in the cryptocurrency space. As soon as they switch into the cryptocurrency space, they're all pro for it. Because that is how wealth is grown. It comes from making you believe things, right? Making you believe what the future is and how great this will be, while they're in the background planning to take money, which is what everybody's doing. All of you watching out there, it's the exact same thing. You take other people's money. If you profit in this market, you're taking other people's money. That is the way it is. Like, what did you think this was? So, just holding hands in a circle? No, it's cutthroat, just like businesses in general. So, that is how it is, and this is what you guys need to understand. The financial space, the stock market, has the governments of the world as well as the circuit breakers, allowing it to have a better sort of safe net for people in general, which is probably a huge reason why a lot of the richer space liquidated their longs at this point. And because, of course, of previous price action from 2020, when there was a huge crash of the stock market as well as the crypto market in March. And because, again, self-fulfilling prophecies happen, it's very possible, or very probable that this will happen in the future as well. As in, this will happen coming towards March. However, it's unlikely because, like I said, there's never been more money in this market than ever before. However, these people need to be doing the opposite of what mainstream is doing. And that's usually the case in general. They usually do the opposite. However, again, you can never tell 100%. It's just the way that I'm seeing things in general. It may become that the stock market is the crash, has the crash, and Bitcoin is seen in future as the secure market to go to, or just Bitcoin in general is seen as the security to go to when the risk of financial kickback is going to happen or financial crashes happen in the stock market. So that is the reason why you need to be very, very, very bullish on cryptocurrency as a whole. However, again, because of the stock market and how long it's been about, you got to understand that the governments, they have, especially the federal government, has a lot of bailouts in place for things, and the circuit breaker thing being absolutely huge. That is why most portfolios have a percentage of the cryptocurrency space and a percentage of the stock market, usually more towards the stock market in general. Okay? So hopefully that allowed you guys and girls to understand this more and more. And here's what I'm just going to leave you with. Since most people, they play the I need to take one side over another side and not give facts on both sides and be impartial to one space, I'm going to give you guys this. Bitcoin, why a huge wave of companies like Tesla rushing to invest could derail the stock market. However, you guys got to note, both of these can exist. Okay? You guys got to understand this. Both can exist. Now, because Bitcoin is newer, like I said, it's going to be harder for this space to really, really, really take off, but it's making strides right now with people just like Elon Musk coming in as we speak. So that is why it is so important to understand the way the crypto space is now and look at the macro picture, the bigger picture in general for cryptocurrencies going forward as a very big type of security or stock or coin that you can buy to see the future of these businesses come to light in the cryptocurrency space. We know by far that cryptocurrency is the future of the world. It's just when this will come into fruition. That is the question, right? And people are banking on all kinds of estimates, but I would say in the next 5 to 10 years, this is going to be the case. There is going to be a payment solution. And I've said this in other videos, there is going to be a payment solution method that is going to absolutely revolutionize Bitcoin in general. It will be a kind of FPOS type pay thing or credit card pay type of system app that you can have on your devices. You can have it on your phone, your tablet, your phablet, your laptop, everything, even your smartwatch. And what it will do is it will be the payment solution that will be universally recognized as the payment solution method for the world to pay for everything. And PayPal is making strides in this. Swipe is making strides in this. All of the big companies of the previous financial revolution have been making strides to opening the cryptocurrency market to this as well as a form of payment as a form of currency. And just to really even things out, they are both good. They are, like I said, at the start, you could hold both and you will see major, major highs in your money just by holding at this point, even if you're at a loss. But to understand it like this is key. Bitcoin as a whole can pay for almost anything. Okay? It can. Like right now, you can look up what can Bitcoin pay for, and you can see it can pretty much pay for almost anything that you would need to live your day-to-day life. So I am going to do this real quick. Like I said, I don't want to put noise in here. That's why I haven't focused too much on news in general. I've been trying to give you guys facts, pushing too much news. But you've got to understand that it is still a manipulated space in general. It just is. It's still a manipulated space. And if we want Bitcoin to absolutely take over as the future of currency, this needs to hit a position where it is a stable fiat currency. or I guess a stable currency that is like fiat is in real time. That is what you need. Okay, that is what we need, and that is what needs to happen for Bitcoin if we want to take this into the future. So the question is, what is better, right? What is better, the stock market space or the Bitcoin market space? I can tell you guys which is most volatile by far, and it is the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. There is very little chance that you are going to make 25 to 30% on your money on one trade, average, right? On the stock market. However, the volatility, of course, comes with bigger risks, and these are the risks that you have to go through if you're going to be taking over the cryptocurrency space and getting your share of the gains rather than going into the traditional stock market. Okay, you have the governments and the circuit breaker, which goes anytime it goes below 7% or over 9%. Nope, 7%. So that is pretty much what I want to leave you guys with for this. This has actually come from a lot of requests from people emailing as well as leaving DMs, etc. on the financial page, my inbox, financial page, as well as in the Telegram. So I'm answering this for you guys and girls, and I hope you've taken a lot of value out of this. Like I said, both exchanges are very, very, very good. I'm not against the stock market as a whole. I just feel the ability for the crypto exchange is a hell of a lot more than the stock market is in general, because this is a new space, which comes with the volatility of a new space, and it is just really, really bullish, even during a downturn. I mean, look at this. Tell me that's not crazy. So that is what I want to leave you guys with for this. Hope you've taken heaps out of this. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys for the next one tomorrow.